Be a great time to ride some trails. Good time to do a little four-wheeler riding, some UTV riding around. You can still, a lot of people are still maintaining stands and, doing all that kind of stuff out in the deer woods. Even though deer season's not over yet, it is, got some time left. But with the kind of weather we've had today, Ray, we're thinking about fishing now. Deer season's over.
I led you right into that, baby.
You did lead me right into it. Led me right into it just like a bird dog. And, we're thinking fishing. I went fishing when it was 15 degrees on the White River last weekend.
Sucker.
And I'm not doing that again. I've kind of aged out of that. But
you guys heard that, okay?
Seasons are changing, and it's getting warmer, and the trout are going to be biting, and people are going to be visiting the White River at Mountain View here pretty soon. And when they do, a lot of them are going to be calling our good friend Jeff Wallace of J&J Guide Service in Mountain View. And welcome to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, Jeff Wallace.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you.
What kind of weather do you have up there today, Jeff?
And today is beautiful. Today is almost 60 degrees.
When you get a big change like that, like I say, I was on the White up near Buffalo City last week. It was 15 degrees, and then on Monday it was 7 degrees, and now it's 50, getting up to 60. But the river is always about 53, 55 degrees. So what does that do or not do to trout fishing as opposed to bass fishing?
Yeah, this type of year, it don't really have a drastic change in it like the water levels. Water levels has more of a change in it than anything. The outside temperature, just a few days difference, don't make a big difference.
The water levels have been pretty consistent, haven't they? They're not running many generators, but there's still pretty good flow.
Yes, sir. Just a good flow with the fishing. The last 2 weeks, the fishing has been amazing, and it will be for the next 6 unless we just get a whole lot of rainfall over this next week.
All right, Jeff. When you say amazing, what does that mean?
That means amazing. We're catching. It's the time of year to catch the great big trout.
Now you're talking.
Your big browns, your big rainbows are just. This time of year is the time to catch them. They have real low pressure. They're not getting much pressure put on them. Just the fishing is the best this time of year.
That part of the river where you are is one of the favorites for Ray and me. One of our things is that we always like to put in at Mountain View, go upstream to Boswell Shoals, and fish down for the rest of the day. And there's some really good fishing there, but it's kind of like you got to time it right. Is that accurate, or is that just for us?
No, it is. It's very correct. It is. But we don't have quite the pressure. We're really underestimated. We don't have quite the pressure they have way up the river. But our fishing, I think our fishing is just top notch right through that area.
So to get to you, Jeff, let's say people in our listening audience in Central Arkansas, how do they find you?
They can find me on any social media, or they can contact me direct at my phone number, 870-213-6673, and I'm also on all social media platforms.
Now, you had a booth at the Arkansas Big Buck Classic this weekend, and I noticed that every time I passed by there was a line or at least 2 lines, about 2 or 3 people deep waiting to talk to you. Were those people that are local wanting to fish, or were you getting a lot of out-of-state business too?
Some of each. Actually, we talked to people from a lot of different states there. That shows, I know it's a Big Buck Classic, but it's always been really good for picking up fishing trips too.
So, are you fishing out of a longboat? Tell us about your setup there.
We're a 2-man operation. It's me and my son. We don't have the big high-end resort fees on top of ours. We're extremely affordable. We are kind of mobile. We can kind of go wherever the water is best that day.
Now, Jeff,
we'll fish mainly anywhere from there in Mountain View, Stillmore, all the way to North Fork.
Now, do you have lodging where you are, or you just book guide trips?
We can get rooms and cabins, all special rates. They contact me, yes, sir.
So, if you were to compare various parts of the river, I fish all over it, and there's a distinct difference in that Stillmore Mountain View area up to Boswell where we go big difference between there to Buffalo City, and a big difference, as you just go up, it changes. How would you describe, the quality of the fish, the number of the fish, and the fishing experience there in your area?
Well, I'm 52 years old, and I started guiding whenever I was right out of high school. I fished all up and down that river. I like that stretch of river that we're in just as well as any of them. Like I said earlier, it gets a lot less pressure. Seems like your fishing just stays better longer throughout the year. When school gets out and they start getting more pressure on them way up the river, it's just like our fishing lasts longer. And as you can see on our social media accounts, right now we're really catching some great big fish.
When, this time of year up at the upper part, a lot of the browns move up into that spawning area below the dam. The fish in your area aren't going to go that far. Where do they go, and where do they concentrate?
Well, they concentrate a lot on the spawn out on gravel bars. You have to be mobile, move around. This time of year you find them in different locations. What you're going to find them in the summer.
If you're just tuning in to
just in the last week, last 10 days, I couldn't even tell you how many fish we've caught over 24 inches, but I caught a 27.5. It's on the Arkansas Game Fish page this week, and then I caught a couple 28s, and my son caught a 31.5 inch. We've caught some really good fish this last week.
If you're just tuning in to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, coming to you live from our Honda of North Little Rock studios, visiting with Jeff Wallace of J&J Guide Service in Mountain View.
And, one of the things that came as a real surprise to me a number of years ago, Jeff, was canoeing down there in August from Boswell to Mountain View with a good friend, Alan Thomas. Water was dead low, wasn't, anything, just enough really to paddle, and it was one of the greatest days of smallmouth fishing I have ever experienced anywhere.
We are extremely underestimated on our smallmouth fishing, especially from Calico Rock to Sillamore area right there. We catch some really good smallmouth, and this last fall was the best I ever seen it.
What's a good one? I can tell you what a good one was for me down there, but what do you all experience there?
Well, a good smallmouth, 16, 17 inches.
There you go. We'll take that all day long.
Take that all day long. What do you fish
yes,
with?
Yes, sir. My grandson, if you ever talk to my grandson, he's 12 years old, and the first thing he's going to tell you is he caught a 19-inch smallmouth.
Well,
so what do you use?
He caught a real dandy last fall.
Jeff, what do you use for bait this time of year when you take somebody out?
Well, I'm using a lot of jerk baits, just a lot of crank baits. We're totally fishing totally different to what we will be in the summer fishing gets here.
So, what are your prices for half day, full day, or however you break it down?
A half a day for two people is only $245. A half a day for a full day for two people is $295.
Oh heck, you can't beat that with a stick.
Sounds like you just got two good customers here.
Yeah, you're going to have a couple of them coming up there.
Hey, that sounds great.
So, if
we also offer shore lunches too. Whatever you catch that morning, we'll cook it up for you at lunch.
So, if somebody wants to come and just catch a mess of rainbows, we'll get back to this. Jeff, we're going to take a little break here at Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We'll catch you on the backside. Stay with us.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Gwatney Buick GMC is kicking off the new year by celebrating North Little Rock history with their first ever Old Mill Deal Sale. Just like the Old Mill itself, we're turning around the clock, making great car deals you can't refuse. Right now, 2025 Buick Encore GXs starting under $24,000. 2025 Buick Enclave starting at just $45,595. Winter weather is here, so get a 2024 four-wheel drive Canyon starting under $40,000. Or go full-size 4x4 with 2024 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab starting at just $44,595. So get to 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock before these deals are gone with the wind. Call 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Old Mill deals require eligible trade and financing. Stock numbers 30180, 30318, 30259, 30342.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick 'em, you win 'em.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
Roger Scott for Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union in Benton. Just give me 30 seconds, please. The end of the year auto loan special at Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union ends January 31st, so don't miss out. Rates as low as 2.025%, 84 months financing, and no payments for 90 days. Offer valid on 23, 24, and 25 models. Apply today at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Serving Saline, Grant, Garland, Hot Spring, and Perry counties. Thank you. 29, 30.
Is your yard ready for whatever Mother Nature throws your way? At Acadi's Touch Landscaping, we make sure it is. Whether it's weatherizing your flower beds for the seasons ahead, building strong retaining walls to prevent erosion, or installing French drains to keep water where it belongs, we've got you covered. And when it's time to elevate your outdoor space, we build custom decks perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Call 501-794-2770 to transform your yard into a space you love, rain or shine. Acadi's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770, where we bring the green to your life.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Woman's name, the guys I remember said Connie?
We are back here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Ray Tucker along with Brian Hendricks. A little later in the show, we're going to visit with Kendall Freeman and Bo Vandiver. They're from down in Gurdon, and we were talking to them about a 1,000-yard
Muzzle loader.
Muzzleloader.
Custom-made muzzle loader.
I can't wait to hear about that.
And we're back now with Jeff Wallace of J&J Guide Service in Mountain View, and we're talking trout fishing right now. And what I was going to ask you before we went to break is, you know, when people come down, I guess you probably have to do a little visit to see what it is they want to do. So I guess if they want to fish for, you know, a mess of rainbows, that's a whole different gig than fishing for bigger browns, isn't it?
Chris, this time of year we're trophy fishing. After about third week in March, we kind of switch over. I mean, we'll still catch a few trophies all the way up till the middle of May. Actually, my personal best come in July. You never know. Once the middle of May gets there, we're fishing. We're fishing for a lot of numbers. You know, you catch a lot of fish in a day's time.
There used to be a trophy section up there. I think it was called Mount Olive that they did away with. Did that ever amount to anything?
Never did. It really didn't. And yeah, they have done away with that.
So, jerk baiting and crank baiting, I guess you would be doing that off of the gravel bars that kind of drop into the channel?
Yes, sir. Usually it's after my best locations here. I'm giving away secrets. Is my best locations is after a deep hole when it starts out on a gravel bar at the bottom end of a real deep hole. That seems like that's where the fish will migrate to spawn.
There's one spot that I could take you to. It's a house that's got a wooden dock on it, and about an hour and a half before sunset is when Ray and I always hit the big ones up there. We would fish it, go up and not do a thing, fish way up there, take lunch in one of those little feeder creeks under the railroad tracks, then come back down, and it was starting to get dark, and there's that one spot where that house is where we would
on the right
waylay them.
Right side, right?
On the right side, yeah.
There's numerous good spots. That's just, you found a trick there of just a place they really migrate and hold up in at that time you're there. The trout move around a lot. It's pretty easy for locals to come up there. Anybody come up there and rent a boat in the summer and just catch some fish. The trick to a guide is you don't have to do anything. You're just sitting there enjoying your day and catching your fish, and we clean them all and bag them all for you.
And you meet a lot of different personalities, don't you, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Sure do. I can talk to about anybody.
Well, the clientele up at Cotter and up that way is different than the clientele around Buffalo City and on. How would you describe your clientele? What are they mostly after when they come to give you a call?
Well, I have different groups throughout the year. Really, this type of year, you've got mainly your diehard men that's out there in that cold weather. They just really want to catch a trophy fish. When it gets to spring and summer, we're fishing a lot of kids. I fish really people from all over the United States, really. Well, we have a lot of people come up from Little Rock, and a lot of people are from Memphis.
So how many folks do you fish with in a boat?
We can fish up to 3 in the summertime.
Y'all have had an incredible...
When we're trophy fishing, we try to stick with just 2 people because we're doing just a lot of casting. In the summer, we're doing a lot of drift fishing.
Y'all have had an incredible kayak hatch up there the last few years, too, I've noticed.
Yes, sir. Ever since COVID come in, there's a lot of people taking advantage of that river of kayak.
Well,
there's a lot of points up there, access points, to take in and out of.
Yeah, there are a good number of them, and it's just a good mellow float.
But there's nothing like a good guide.
No, there's nothing like
That's
a
right.
good guide. When you're do you anchor up and fish for the rainbows, or do you drift fish? Or are you bouncing? What's your technique mostly?
Well, it really changes throughout the year, and it really changes. It really depends on the water color. It's kind of hard just to predict every day. You're not really going to do the same thing. I mean, some days we're going to be throwing some crankbait. Some days we may be drifting, and some days we may be anchored off over some fish.
Brian and I are all about crankbaits.
Yeah, we love
yes,
those.
Sir. Right now, they're all about the crankbait.
How would you describe the change in fish quality and numbers over the last 5, 6, 7 years? It seems to me like it's gotten better.
It's tremendously better than what it was. I can even tell a difference between this year than last year. I really think our trout numbers are really good, and our limit's down from 6 to 5. Our browns we don't keep any trophy fish anyway, and browns has to be over 24 inches, and everybody's really respectful about that, releasing them. Catch. I know there's a lot of them fish I've caught numerous times.
Jeff, if you would finish this segment, appreciate you very much. How do folks get in touch with you?
All right, 870-213-6673, or they can find me on any kind of social media platform at J&J Guide Service.
Jeff, we enjoyed it very much. Warms up a little bit. Brian and I are going to ring your phone, and we will come up and fish with you, okay?
I look forward to it. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, you continue to be safe, and we'll catch you around the corner.
And when we come back on the other side, we're going to visit with Kendall Freeman and Bo Vandiver of Headhunter, and we're going to talk about 1,000-yard muzzle loaders and all kinds of other stuff on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee from Ava Bella Day Spa. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and we have this special for all of you lovebirds. How about a romantic indulgent spa package? The 60-minute massage and a lotion candle. That's our signature candles that the wax turns into lotion. All for $100. Plus, we have the Glow of Love, Forever Yours, and we also have memberships this year. Just go to avabellaDayspa.com and choose what you like, order your gift card, and give it to your Valentine. Or come on in and get that complimentary candle. avabellaDayspa.com.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Hi, this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where the hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, make Double B's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in and around central Arkansas, there's a location near you. Stop by your nearest Double B's location and get a hot and fresh Double B's blend cup of coffee. It's always hot and fresh. And don't forget your favorite snacks. Many locations have hot delis where you can pick up a hot breakfast sandwich to start your day off right. Remember, it's Double B's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
MNB is proud to be serving Central Arkansas. No matter where you are in life, it's nice to know you have a partner when it comes to banking. Whether it's buying that first home, growing your business, or planning for retirement, we understand that everyone's challenges are different. At MNB, we can guarantee a great personal banking experience. Let us work to help you with your next life moment. Stop into one of our many locations and let us show you what community banking is really like. Visit us online at mnbbank.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. Time now to talk to Neil Atkinson with Sarah's Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. Neil, how are you this evening?
I'm doing quite well. sitting here looking at a little bit of college basketball, a little bit of the NBA tonight, and getting ready for the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Wow, already got a lot of markets out and going to be putting out a lot more between now and then.
Give me the lowdown on the Super Bowl already.
Well, the line came out at Kansas City Chiefs being favored at 2.5 over the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. Right now, the over and under is at 49.5. That really piqued my interest. That's the consensus line, because I'm just looking at all the points that both these teams have scored as they've made their way through the playoffs, and they look like they got the credentials to go over there. But hey, that's why they play the game. I was searching through, and right now there's over 376 different markets you can bet on the Super Bowl, and we haven't even put out the exotic props yet, like the doink bets and things of that nature. So a lot of fun to have in over the next 2 weeks. Remember, the Pro Bowl is a little bit different format, more of an exhibition-type format, flag football, so there's not going to be any betting on that this weekend.
I started to say, if we're betting on flag football, I'm in trouble.
No, I haven't seen anybody spread anything on that yet, so that format's really not conducive to regulated sports betting as far as being fair to the players and putting out a line. But, heck, next weekend's going to be real big in college basketball. I know the Hogs don't play again until Saturday. They need this rest to get ready because they will be at Kentucky. We all know that Rupp Arena is probably not going to give the Hogs a very good warm welcome, especially when Calipari hits the floor.
Neil, the app's easy to download, betsaracen.com, correct?
Absolutely. Just go to the App Store on your phone, type in Bet Saracen, in as little as 5 minutes, you can be betting on your favorite team, player, or sport. Hey, download it. You can look at all the specials and the Super Bowl lines. And then once you do that, you hit that registration button, and you'll be good to go.
Neil, always a pleasure. Appreciate you.
Thank you much.
Download the app, betsaracen.com.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we've got in the studio with us a couple of guests. I met Kendall Freeman a good number of years ago on a crow hunt in southwest Arkansas in a pecan grove near Hope, and it was one of the wildest things I ever did.
So we're eating crow tonight.
We ate crow that day. And I haven't seen him since until Saturday with the Arkansas Big Buck Classic, and he had a booth there. His company is called Headhunter Customs, LLC, and the thing that got my attention was some really exotic, high-end, wild-looking rifles that looked like they were extremely big bore with, swirling fluted barrels and custom composite stocks and stainless and everything. It was just a cool-looking thing. We got to talking, and I'm going to let Kendall Freeman and Bo Vandiver tell you about what I was looking at.
You were looking at a long-range custom smokeless muzzleloader.
And that means what?
That means instead of using your traditional black powder or Blackhorn 209, it actually uses a rifle powder.
And
no smoke.
Yeah, smokeless powder, and they're 45 caliber.
45 caliber. We also do a 40.
40. Yeah. And muzzle velocity. Well, just run me through the load. I mean, it's
so depending on the bullet weight and the powder charge. Like the 300 grain bullets are going to run anywhere from 3,000 to 3,200 feet a second at about 5,000 foot-pounds of energy.
What was that speed again?
Up to 3,200 feet a second.
So you're throwing a 300 and how many grain?
A 300 grain bullet.
At 32, so you figure a good 140 grain 7mm Magnum round is going about that fast. So you're adding 240 or 260 grains of weight, running it at the same velocity.
Right.
And a lot more energy.
And I even run a 328 grain bullet at close to 3,200.
And these things, what you told me is the gun will do what you say it'll do if the shooter can do it. So what are we talking about accuracy-wise here?
You're looking at 2.5-inch groups. It's 700 yards, and if you can do it and catch the wind right, you can do 5-inch groups at 1,000.
Wow! So what does wind do to a bullet that heavy at that distance?
It's not going to affect it near as much as one of your smaller calibers.
So say you're shooting. Let's say you're shooting 700 yards with about a 5-6 mile an hour crosswind. How much off are you going to have to hold that?
Yeah, maybe 6-7
inches.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Remington a number of years ago came out with their long range muzzle loader, and there are some custom jobs out there. I know Savage made one years ago that you used smokeless powder in. What is different about yours?
The breech plug system in these are different, and we also use a stronger barrel. The barrel shank for these is a 1.25 by 6 inch, where the old Savages used a barrel nut, so you were just over an inch in diameter, so it couldn't handle the pressure.
Now, you manufacture these where?
Garden, Arkansas.
And the actions on these guns, I mean, all they are, they're a 700 Remington floor, is all they are. Pure precision, summit actions. And the only thing different between the muzzle loading action and a center fire, the bolt stop has been moved forward. You saw the modules. Mm-hmm. They had to move it forward so it was easy access in and out with the primer module. And it's got a fluted bolt.
And what does a fluted bolt do? I was reading about those today, and there's varying opinions on what a fluted bolt does. Some say it disperses heat. Some say it makes the barrel more rigid and stronger. What does it do?
Well, if you're talking about just the bolt, the reason they fluted the bolt, one, for a cool look.
Yeah.
Two, if you think about it, that's what the bolt runs in that raceway inside the receiver. So if you get dirt, grit, whatever in there, and you've got a solid bolt, there's more surface area to catch all that stuff on. If it's fluted, it kind of self-cleans. So if you're in a dirty area, you got dust and stuff, it just keeps it from binding up.
Now, you guys been in business how long?
The last 2 years we've been doing the smokeless muzzleloaders, but I've done this off and on since '99.
So that's your top seller?
Sir?
That's your top seller?
That's our niche right now, yeah, because these will actually outshoot most of your custom centerfire rifles, velocity-wise, energy-wise, accuracy, precision. They've got it all.
I mean, when you start having to mess with a centerfire, I mean, you got to work up load data. You've got to prep brass. You got to worry about case length, neck tension, and then you got to find the right bullet, the right powder. These guns, they're not finicky. Yeah. Now the 40, Bo will tell you the 40 caliber, it's picky.
But where the 45 will go 1,000 yards, if you want to ring still at a mile, the 40 will do it.
How I'm thinking 3,300 feet per second, and when it gets out to a mile, it's going about how fast?
The 45 is going to drop subsonic at about 1,500 yards. So it's going to start getting crazy before you hit a mile. The 40 will stay supersonic past a mile.
And that means it will retain its spin and it won't start tumbling.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of dispersion rates do you get on those, with nominal wind, normal wind?
As far as
drift?
The way it's going to...
Yeah, if you were to fire a group of 5, how big of a group?
How far?
Let's say 1,000 yards.
Yeah, you can shoot a 5-inch group.
5-inch group.
The guy that builds the bullets that we prefer, Kyle Pittman, he's in Tennessee. As far as I know, he shot the tightest group at 1,000 with a 45, and it's 3 inches.
See, when we talk about that kind of thing with centerfire rifles, we're not talking inch groups. We're talking, pie plate type stuff.
You're talking. You need a F class 1,000-yard bench rest shooter with a fully customized centerfire to be able to do what these do.
We got a break coming up here, but I was going to ask you, what kind of steel did you settle on for your barrels to withstand that kind of pressure?
416 aluminum.
Aluminum?
No,
steel.
They're 416
stainless.
Oh, I'm sorry. And what do you like about the qualities of that particular grade of steel?
It holds up to the weather well. It can take the pressures that we're putting out It holds up. I don't think you can shoot out one of these. It takes
No,
several thousand rounds before it ever even started to go away.
They're Brooks barrels, and they're great.
Well, we're going to take us a little break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We're talking long-range muzzle loaders. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and some other things when we come back, so stay with us.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, make Double B's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in and around central Arkansas, there's a location near you. Stop by your nearest Double B's location and get a hot and fresh Double B's blend cup of coffee. It's always hot and fresh. And don't forget your favorite snacks. Many locations have hot delis where you can pick up a hot breakfast sandwich to start your day off right. Remember, it's Double B's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
Gwatney Buick GMC is kicking off the new year by celebrating North Little Rock history with their first ever Old Mill Deals Sale. Just like the Old Mill itself, we're turning around the clock, making great car deals you can't refuse. Right now, 2025 Buick Encore GXs starting under $24,000. 2025 Buick Enclave starting at just $45,595. Winter weather is here, so get a 2024 four-wheel drive Canyon starting under $40,000. Or go full-size 4x4 with 2024 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab starting at just $44,595. So get to 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock before these deals are gone with the wind. Call 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Old Mill deals require eligible trade and financing. Stock numbers 30180, 30318, 30259, 30342.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor-on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
The circle of life includes death. From small estates to large probates to trust administrations, hire the Lions. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of legal lions. Life's a jungle. Be healthy, wealthy, and wise with Lion Legal. For exceptional communication and exceptional results, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
The man known for creating sports awards has finally earned his own. The entire Buzz team would like to congratulate our own David Basil on being named the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. David, thank you for your passion and hard work on Morning Mayhem and your many other endeavors. And you can catch the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year along with Roger, Justin, and Josh right here on the Buzz on Morning Mayhem, weekdays from 6 to 10. Congrats, Baz, and here's to a great 2025.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we're visiting with Kendall Freeman and Bo Vandiver of Headhunter Customs LLC of Gurdon, Arkansas. And they make what I'm starting to believe is probably the finest, coolest, most unique muzzle loader on the market that's capable of shooting a minute of angle at 1,000 yards, or
Half
that'd be a sub-minute of angle.
Yeah.
So, of course, the obvious, anybody that's been listening to this, the obvious question is going to be, what would they have to pay for something like this?
Depending on options,
action,
and there's
barrel.
a lot of them. I mean, you can. It's kind of like going and picking out a car. You can change stocks, triggers, barrels, but in the 5 to 6K range, and that's set up, ready to go. Every one of them gets tested before it leaves us. If it doesn't shoot a ragged hole at 200, it goes back in the shop, and we figure out why.
I mean, you can literally order one of these guns. When we call you, it's already tested. 0 cutting holes at 200. You could literally take it hunting the next day.
And we've had people do that.
And they have done that.
So how long you guys been in business?
With these custom smokeless?
Yes, sir.
For the last 2 years.
2 years ago, February.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about shooting, say, a 250 grain bullet with, Blackhorn or 777, and you got something leaving the barrel at, 1,700 feet per second? It'd be more than that. About 20.
They have some now that'll push them 22, 2,300.
So if you flinch at all, if you got any kind of movement on your trigger at all, something going that slow, it's going to move that bullet as fast as yours go. That probably negates that entire. Pretty much negates that.
It does, yeah. It does cut a lot of that out.
When we use Trigger Tech triggers, and they break like glass. I mean, if you prefer a Bix and Andy, we'll put you a Bix and Andy in, but we prefer the Trigger Techs.
Now, you prefer 4895 powder, which is a medium burning powder. I use it for 7mm 08 and things like that. How did you settle on that?
That's Bose charge.
Yeah, we also use a lot of benchmark too. It depends on bullet weight, what powder you're going to use.
Yeah.
Because the whole deal with these, they're bore riders. There's no sabot. So you actually size the bullet to fit that barrel. So you have to have a clean burn. And depending on the charge that you use, can make or break whether or not you get that next bullet in. So they've been played with enough to know that if I shoot this charge, of course they run through the chronograph. And then you check the next one. If it goes down easy, you know you're clean.
Have you used for, like, when I'm thinking really heavy bullet like that, I'm thinking of like 78, 28 and stuff like that. Did you ever try any of that stuff?
Yeah, there's not many powders that haven't been tried in it. There's a computer program called Quick Load that you can simulate loads in, and that's instrumental in trying to find something, because some powders can get hard to find, so you start looking for something with close to the same burn rate.
So at what point in the barrel do you want that bullet to be when you get maximum pressure?
So these are a little different. Since they're a bore rider, you're not into the groove, so you want to kick it in the pants and get the bullet to obturate. So one of the reasons they don't recoil as bad as the others is that happens over a length of time, so you don't get that sudden jolt. You want it within the first couple of inches, but you don't want it immediately, because then you get a pressure spike.
Gotcha.
For people to go into business, they have to feel like there's a niche somewhere. So when did you all decide that there was something there for you guys?
After I built one for myself and saw what it would do, and knew what everybody else around had, and knew how much better it was, I was like, yeah,
we got something.
This is going to make a difference. Kind of debated on whether to keep it to myself and just have that edge or share it, but here we are.
How much does the gun weigh fully fitted out?
All different weights.
They vary. We do a lightweight. We can build them as low as 9 pounds. My personal build that's made to shoot the heavies is at 16 pounds.
Mine's 13.6 and the wife's is 14.6.
So that also, whatever recoiler is, that's going to dampen
it. It dampens it a lot.
You're not going to be shooting your power belts out of this thing. You got to buy those. You got to buy those special bullets. How much do those cost?
For 50 rounds, they're $125 or so.
And you got to see these things to believe them. You know, if you look at a picture of an old 16-inch battleship shell from the USS Missouri, it looks like a miniature version of that.
Do what?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It looks like a miniature version of that with the ballistic cap on it and everything. It's like it is the most high-tech looking bullet I've ever seen.
And once you get these bullets, once you get your size and die set up correctly for these barrels, and it takes 15 or 20 shots, wouldn't you say, Bo, to get them to really settle
get
in.
them seasoned in.
So you can season them. You can literally, if you want to sit down and shoot this gun 30 times, it's a 2-finger ramrod load to load it, and it doesn't change.
No swabbing between
No
shots.
swabbing.
No fancy cleanup.
The only cleaning you have to worry about is rifle powder is hydroscopic. When it draws moisture,
it rusts.
Well, it crystallizes. Yeah. Well, people say, well, that doesn't happen with a rifle. Well, it does, but you're sticking a bullet in the bore and pushing
Blowing
it out
through. You don't notice it until you try to load one.
So if you're going to let this gun set up for any amount of time after you've shot it, all you've got to do is take a .45 caliber brush, 2 times through it. It's clean and ready to go.
How about a bore snake?
You can do a bore snake. Yeah, with the bore snake though, you'd have to pull the breech plug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just run a brush down to the breech plug and pull it back out.
And that's got a special design breech plug in it. Tell me about that.
So the breech plugs they come from Hankins Precision. He's in Dry Ridge, Kentucky, and it's called the HIS system, Hankins Ignition System, and it's literally a breech plug with a carbide orifice in it that keeps the pressure from coming back, and the little modules that hold the large rifle magnum primer.
And then you're also using large rifle primers. You're not using
large rifle magnum.
Yeah, you can use either one, but we prefer the magnums. It gives a little bit better heat.
Now, who designed the cups that sits in?
The little modules?
Yeah.
That's Hankins.
Okay, got that. And I'm thinking, you hunt deer with it, but I bet you could hunt probably dangerous game with it.
We've got a buddy that's got one. He's been to New Zealand, killed red stag. A friend of ours, Dewey McMillan, he's been to Texas, killed black bucks.
They've killed Cape Buffalo. Bison.
See, I think you guys got the right approach. You got your wife shooting these things.
Exactly.
And you were talking about the noise, and I guess you could probably rig these to take a suppressor at some point.
You could run something like a Silencer Co. 46M on one. You just need a long loading funnel to load the powder through.
Yeah, to load it, you're either going to have to make a long funnel, or you'll have to screw the can off every time to get the powder charge in it.
All right, Jeremy from Heber Springs is on the line. Jeremy, you got a question for our guest?
Yeah, my question is I know I heard y'all talk about, doing some exotic hunting and whatnot, but deer hunting, because, that's mainly what us people in Arkansas do.
All right, Jeremy.
What's like the closest and longest kill?
Jeremy, my apologies to you. We're going to break. I'll put you on hold, okay? Hang with us. When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The man known for creating sports awards has finally earned his own. The entire Buzz team would like to congratulate our own David Basil on being named the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. David, thank you for your passion and hard work on Morning Mayhem and your many other endeavors. Congrats, Baz, and here's to a great 2025.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater, Holtz, and Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We want to thank those who have decided to trust us with their banking relationship. Our customers recognize that true community-style banking is more than words. It's local decisions and friendly staff you know by name. Whether it's personal checking or lending on the most complex commercial project, Southern Bank can handle your banking needs with a personal touch. So what's holding you back? To start your banking relationship, visit one of our friendly branches, call us at 501-424-0900, or visit online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
Listen to Out of Bounds every day to hear about what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree or disagree. Engaging conversations about engaging topics. Sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansans with great-tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA. That's 833-886-5282. Call today.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. Welcome back to Rick Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, coming to you live from our Honda of North Little Rock studios. Brian Hendricks lined these folks up. It's obvious from the conversation, I know absolutely zero about guns, but these babies here are pretty darn interesting, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we're talking a high-end, 1,000-yard capable muzzle loaders, maybe even a mile muzzle loaders by Kendall Freeman and Bo Vandiver of Headhunter Customs LLC. And we have a caller, Jeremy from Heber Springs, I believe, he's got a question about these.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, thanks, guys, for taking my call. Just curious, as we hunt in Arkansas most time, whitetail, what's the closest and what's the farthest kill that y'all have had so far? And I'll hang up and listen.
Kendall, you got both of those.
Well, my farthest confirmed kill was 632 yards, and my wife to date, she's got a 460-yard lane, and she killed a 146-inch deer at 5 steps.
And those animals, you confirmed the range because they probably dropped right where they were.
She didn't get out of the blood splatter.
Yep. Does that answer your question?
He's gone.
He's gone. Okay. So, 632 yards and 400 and how many? For your wife's kill?
I'm 4 or 5 steps. I mean, the deer come right out under her.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's got a 460-yard lane, and the deer literally walked right up to her right and right under her. She had to stand up to shoot the deer.
And her gun was sighted in for how far?
Zeroed at 200.
So how do you hold on a deer that's close?
All she did, she aimed about 1.5 inches high.
1.5 inches high. That's
1,000 yards is 10 football fields.
Yes, sir.
Well, what kind of scope you got on these babies?
Yeah.
We're running mostly Arkin Optics. Some guys out of Sugar Land, Texas, started that company.
They're ex-military guys.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty intense looking rigs, Ray. The scopes themselves are works of art that are the gun is worthy of the scope and vice versa. And
5 to 25 power.
Yep.
34 millimeter tube.
Yeah, so you can pull them up close.
Have you offered any of these to Ukraine?
No.
No.
I'm like, wow, what a gun.
I don't. I'm just thinking about this.
That was tongue in cheek, by the way, guys.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about this and just thinking about the muzzle loaders that we're used to here, the Wolf, the Wolverines and the stuff, and this is just a totally different world. And I guess the craze and long range precision shooting kind of led you all into a side road, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, we've always kind of been into the long range stuff. Oddly enough, we don't go do any of the long range matches or anything like that. We just like to do it on our own, and we translate it over into long range hunting.
Yeah.
So if somebody places an order for one, how long before they get it?
If we've got all the components there, we can have you one in 2 days.
So that's a pretty quick turnaround for a custom rifle. And another question I was going to ask you is, Arkansas instated the alternative season, which made it possible to use modern centerfire rifles during the muzzleloader. And the first thing I thought was, well, that is probably the end of muzzle loaders in Arkansas, but evidently not.
It's not going to affect this at all. I mean, these guys thought they were really getting something with these straight walls.
Mm-hmm.
But all they've got, if they're a great shot, they've got a 200-yard gun. And you've got muzzle loaders you can buy off the shelf that'll shoot better than that.
Yeah, what they did was traded their muzzleloader for something they could go buy a box of shells for and not have to clean it.
Right.
So how do folks find you guys?
HeadhunterCustoms.com, Facebook, Headhunter Customs.
And we asked also, how many of you sold? I don't think we asked that on the air, though.
25 of these long-range ones. What, Bo? 5 break actions?
6, yeah, probably 5 or 6 of the break actions.
Is there any reason why somebody would want a break action or bolt versus the other?
Well, some guys don't shoot as far. I mean, some guys tell us, look, I can shoot 200 yards.
I see.
Yeah, and even the little break actions, they're accurate, extremely accurate to 300 yards.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to coming down and visit with you all and doing some in-depth interviews and stories about this. I can't wait to see it in action. I've seen about 5 of them on the table there at the Big Buck Classic. And how did that show work out for y'all as far as interest in these?
Well, you still, when you told them what you had and what they would do, you had a lot of non-believers. But you had a lot of guys that were intelligent enough and had done research. They knew. So pretty much people that have any doubt, they just need to come see for themselves, and they'll get one.
Yeah, let us get you behind one.
And they're more than welcome to bring their centerfire with them.
Yep.
And we'll shoot against their centerfire.
I don't know when the last time you two guys saw a kid at Christmas. Look at Brian Hendricks, smile on his face over here.
Oh, we're going to get him behind one.
He cannot wait to get there.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you will. I'm just thinking of all this stuff I'm going to have to sell to get rid of it, but I don't think I'm going to regret it. Or things I have to sell to get one, but I don't think I'll regret it.
You won't ever carry a centerfire again.
Well, Vanver, Kendall Freeman, appreciate you guys. Best of luck to you. Special thanks to, who else do we have tonight? Jeff Wallace. You folks have a great rest of the week. Nice weather ahead.